Hi, beautiful.
You're so weird. Why did you have to do that? Anyways,
Cutie pie.
she only says that to me because she's always fishing for compliments. She's out in these
Oh,
streets
no.
playing games.
No.
Anyways,
I know.
my dog out here barking at the door. But we just wanted to jump on. I finally got my mom to sit down with me and kind of like talk to y'all about how she felt. Because I told her that I wanted to do a video with her like months ago, and she's been dodging, bobbing, and weaving. But look at my fine young mother out here looking all cute. Whose lipstick is that? It better not be mine.
We have the same one. Of course, remember?
We out here.
When we got it,
Tell the truth.
Big, of course, and we got two. We got the mini that you could get one and I could get one. Yeah.
We will see.
got my
That I
own.
have to do my own investigation because I don't believe her.
This is mine.
I don't buy the story that she be telling.
This is mine.
Anyways, so yeah, I wanted to I wanted to sit down with her and just have her share on her own feelings about when I was re-diagnosed in September. Because she was there with me in the hospital when the doctor came in and said what he said, and then I want her to reflect on how she felt the first time versus this time. Got that?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, which one we did with the first time?
You start wherever you want.
Okay, the first time when you were diagnosed, I know at the time we were just, it was early, in the early stage, because when we found it, it was early, and with my little bit of knowledge, I said, no, we can beat this because, people don't really, in these days and age, 21st century, people don't die from breast cancer unless it's you're misdiagnosed or it wasn't caught or something like that. And we caught it early and we were able to...
Who are you looking at?
I'm looking at myself.
Okay, because I'm like not sure. Your eyes are looking shifty shady, so I'm sorry.
Oh,
Just
stop
focus.
interrupting me. Anyways, yeah, so when at first our family doctor thought it was just abscess and put her on antibiotic, and then we went to the specialist. I said, let's get a second opinion, and we went to the specialist in Milton, and he looked at it and said the shape of it, and he felt it and everything, and he said it doesn't feel like an abscess, but he's going to do the biopsy and whatever.
Mm-hmm. They also told me it didn't feel like cancer either.
Didn't feel like
and
it.
that cancer doesn't hurt, so you shouldn't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
This time I didn't feel anything. The only thing that was noticeable was the cough that I had. Besides that, nothing.
Yeah,
I had no
nothing.
other symptoms. But the first time, I had like a massive tumor that was hurting, and they thought it was something else. They even sent me for to do a TB test or something.
Mm-hmm.
My family doctor sent me there to do that, so that was like weird. And that doctor was like, I don't think this is TB. So
I didn't think it was an abscess either.
yeah.
Because and when we felt it, the shape of it, it was a little bit rugged, and normally the cancer cells, he said, you would have that rugged feeling from the outside. But he went and did the biopsy, and Missy, I had to hold her hand when she was doing the biopsy. She was like,
You were
I want
kicked out
my
of the
mom.
room.
I
You
want
were
my
kicked out of the
mom.
room the first time.
Yeah, then they called me in because you didn't want you wanted your mother there. Anyways, I was in the room
Whatever.
when they did the biopsy with that big needle, and she
Just
wasn't really
big
happy.
Business.
So in that stage, I know that she'd be able to beat it. We did this. She did this. It came back positive. We got a second opinion. We went to another hospital, got a second opinion, and they said the same thing. And we said, okay, we can do this. Let's do this. And it was caught early. So that time, I was like, okay, we can do this. God is able to, work through this, work through the doctors. That was the first diagnosis. The second diagnosis, she had this ongoing cough that wouldn't stop. And you know me, I try all my home remedies and mix up this and give her
The amount
to
of
do.
garlic and ginger that I
garlic and
drank.
ginger and turmeric.
Pray for me.
And it was still going on. It was getting less, but nothing significantly less. So anyways, I said, you know what? You need to, after trying all the home remedies, and that wasn't working. I said, it's time now for us to push further for the medical. So she made an appointment to her doctor, and the doctor sent her to do a test, chest X-ray, which came back. They said it was pneumonia. Okay, doctor put her on medication for pneumonia, and said to come back after the pneumonia, the medication finished, antibiotics finished, to come back again and do a second X-ray. The second X-ray came up. The pneumonia got worse. Like, what's this? More antibiotic. Okay, fine. Some said, well, let's see if we can, whatever is going on with this. And the cough was just a little bit less, not anything major. Then, the story about her finishing the antibiotic, and she went to church, passed out, and went to the hospital. They got a call. I was watching it on Zoom where I saw her like kneeling. I said, she must be praying. Then I'm like, okay. Then I didn't see her again. She disappeared. Then she came back walking, and then somebody, one of the girls at church, sent me a text. I'm calling Candice on her phone. I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? And no answers. So somebody texted me and said, Candice just fainted. So they called the ambulance. So, okay, I got ready, bumped to the hospital. While in the hospital room, fast forward, she told the doctor about the cough and everything, and the pneumonia, and he went to look at the x-ray because it was a sister hospital of that hospital, and he looked at the x-ray and said, that doesn't look like pneumonia to him. It looked like, to confirm his belief, he's going to do a CT scan. So by the time I was able to get in the room with her, the CT scan result came back, and the doctor looked at us and said, we have bad news. I'm like, okay. Then he started to tell us, like, it was the breast cancer came back and it spread to her.
No, she didn't say that. They found that out after.
Well,
he said it was, I have lung cancer.
Yeah, he said it did lung cancer, and it spread to her
liver and my spine.
And her spine. And there, I know from my little bit of background, that is not good. But I had to keep it together. And the doctor was even said, before he asked permission to her, if, because he knows I am her mom, but for him to give her diagnosis, whatever he found, to ask her permission if he could share it with me. And she said, yeah. And after he told her, he said, I'm glad you had your mom there with you.
Okay.
And she took it okay. I took it we had, bravely, and he was there, and after he left, she broke down. I had to try to be the strong one to hold it together, and I said, it's going to be all right. God is going to come through again for us.
Amen.
And she, human, I say you have feelings, just do the natural thing. You have to go through the grieving process. Cry as much as you want. And I was there, and I held her, and she cried, and she cried, and she cried. And after that big news, she stopped, and it's going to be okay.
And how did you feel, though?
How I felt, I know it can be challenging because it especially went to the liver. And I was like, God, we trust you. We have to. I didn't cry then. I had to be strong for her at that point, because
when did you cry?
I cried when I went back in the car with Oscar.
Because between both of us, she's the baby.
I
she
had
cried for everything.
I had to hold it in for her, because I know from going to your liver is not a good thing once it's done metastasize. And when I went after that, we called our pastor, let him know what was going on. He prayed with us, and we just have to go through the normal human feelings of this diagnosis. But in the back of my head, I know it's not good. And it's when I left her room and I went and I was telling Oscar, that's my husband, what happened. That's the time I broke down. I just couldn't do it before her. I had to be strong for her, which I know she's trying to be strong for me too. I don't know what happened after I left the hospital room, but I know I bawled all the way home. And I poured out to the Lord. I said, we're going to do this. I know he's going to do it again. He has done it before, and he's done it for others. He'll do it for me. He will do it for her. And that's my theme. He'll do it again.
Amen.
And from there onward, we're going through this journey again. And I trust God that he's going to bring her through it, because I've seen all the changes from...
I'm not coughing.
She's not coughing. She's not coughing. And that is so. That's what, that's so good.
Okay. So we're going to wrap that for here because I feel like you've been talking for like 20 minutes. I'm just joking. You've been talking for a good amount of time, and it's good, but I have other questions to ask you, and I'll ask you another time because, we out here just trying to do the most with the absolute least. But yeah, that's my mother's heart, seeing the, being told. I think that she forgot that the reason why we got a second opinion the first time, because she was kind of like in denial. She was like, you're not cutting off my daughter's breast. That's not going to happen. No, we need a second opinion. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
And so in order to appease her, I went to a second hospital to get the same diagnosis. And I had not one biopsy, not two biopsies, but three.
Because each hospital did their own biopsy.
Each hospital did their own biopsy. And
she been poked.
It was rough.
Bitch.
Like the first and the second time and the third time were really rough. But at least I knew what to expect after that, because this, this wonderful woman beside me, God bless her, was like, we ain't accepting that. That ain't gonna happen. That is not my child's story. So we had ended up delaying the whole start of the process, but it was fine, because once we got to the place that we needed to be in that season, everything kind of just fell into place and it worked out. So thank you for sharing from a mother's perspective what you felt during my first and second diagnosis. I appreciate you, Mom.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's it for now. Well, I'll have to get her to sit down with me another time and talk about some other stuff. She said she's gonna. I have to try hard, but you know what? She loves this camera. She likes to play games, but guess what? I got her. I got her number, because she's. You see how I am? She's like that in private. She's like that. Like, maybe not as bad as me, because I think I'm the most extroverted version of her, but she is exactly like me, if not worse. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's not true.
That is true. People just don't know. You just only reserve your crazy antics for me. I don't have any reservations whatsoever, and I show it to everybody.
Ooh, chicken or the head?
Stop talking.
Because
Stop
I
talking.
learned from you.
What? Anyways, we're gonna wrap this up, but I just thank you for watching, for being a part of this journey with us as we continue to thrive and, stand for the glory of God.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this is all about Him, and He knows our strengths and our weaknesses, and He knew I can handle it. So whatever the outcome is, we're going to continue to give Him praise, because He's sovereign over everything. So I pray that you will be blessed and ministered to, and that you will continue to be inspired to share your authentic self and your truth and your life and your journey, because everything that we go through is not just for ourselves, but it's for other people to learn and to grow and evolve with. So this is what I've learned in this season, and we're holding nothing back. Okay, so stay blessed. We love you. Thank you. And you want to say anything else?
Bye. Next time.
You normally don't do that. You're like, bye.
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 Love you.
Love you too.